Just over 2 months after leaving our home, my partner decided to abandon me. A few days ago, I discovered she had been cheating on me for 2 months with some random guy from the internet. It looks like they actually have a real connection and potential for something serious, not just a fling based on physical attraction. We have a 2-year-old child together. They met online, talking about a common passion, and since she was unhappy, it became something more. She was unhappy with me and our life together for over a year. She went through hell for a good year and a half, suffering so much. There are no excuses for what she's done, but I wanted to paint the full picture. She's moving out in 2 weeks at my request, and I don't plan on talking to her at all. She's going to continue her adventure with him. They both think they want an open relationship. If she doesn't take time to reflect on everything before pursuing her adventure, then I'm done with her. I won't care about her anymore. Update. 3 days ago, I discovered she's been cheating on me for 2 months with the same guy, and she's seen him 5 times. This dude isn't new in her life. I spotted her flirting with him online back in early October. She was telling me she was unhappy and lost, and it was a mistake. Our relationship hasn't been going well since May or June of 2021. I suffered from depression for over a year and a half, and as I was spiraling down, I was getting more aggressive with some violent behaviors. Holes in the walls, slamming doors, throwing objects on the ground, and lots of yelling. I yelled at her at the baby. She wasn't supported. She wasn't feeling desired. I didn't want sex during my depression, and she felt like she was on her own with no partner. And she was right. She had no partner. I started therapy in June, and since mid-July, I've been stable and working on myself as a man and a human being. There are issues she mentioned during our fights that weren't related to the depression, and those need to be fixed for her to be happy. The problem is, she was burnt out from carrying the family on her own. She lost her feelings for me and had no energy left to work on the relationship. I was the only one working on myself and the couple. Things started to get worse in November. That's when she contacted him again and basically found an exit to escape her unhappy life. We started couples therapy in December, but she was already cheating and gone in her head. In December, she told me she had decided to leave the house and split up. I agreed it was a good idea since it was getting super toxic at home. During the holidays, we came up with some sort of plan, around 2 months to find a job, a place, save some money, and be ready to have the baby at her place. But since I learned about the cheating, this plan is not okay anymore. I gave her 2 weeks. The relationship with this guy is a bit weird. He's living abroad, there's a huge age gap, and his children are older than her. But they do have a real connection. She really likes him and is starting to fall in love. She thinks she doesn't want a traditional relationship anymore and wants to try an open relationship. Instead of taking a break and thinking about everything first, she has decided to continue with him. I told her she couldn't see him while she's still living at home, but the 2-week deadline is flexible. She said she's seeing him in 2.5 weeks anyway, so she can't stay any longer. She is extremely and deeply hurt by everything she went through and suffered so much. She doesn't believe in me changing or being sincere. She doesn't believe me when I tell her I didn't want her to be sad and unhappy, and that's why my depression was getting worse. Her new relationship is obviously wonderful. It's the very beginning. It's always awesome and super exciting. But I think she's delusional if she thinks it's going to last. My ultimate wish is for the 3 of us to be happy together and as individuals. We decided to make a family together, and this was based on real intense love for each other. As I reflect on everything, I can't help but feel a deep sense of betrayal. The woman I loved, the mother of my child, chose to seek comfort in the arms of another man instead of working through our problems together. I know I wasn't perfect. My depression took a toll on our relationship. I became someone I didn't recognize, angry, withdrawn, and unable to be the partner she needed. My therapy helped me realize these flaws, and I've been working hard to become a better person. But it seems like my efforts came too late for her. She was already emotionally checked out, finding solace in the attention of someone new. Now, as she prepares to leave, I'm left to pick up the pieces of our shattered family. Our child, innocent and unaware of the complexities of adult relationships, will have to navigate a life with separated parents. It's heartbreaking to think about, but I have to stay strong for them. My priority now is to create a stable and loving environment for my child, even if that means doing it alone. Looking ahead, I'm uncertain about what the future holds. Will I ever be able to trust someone again? Can I move past this pain and find happiness on my own? Only time will tell. For now, I'm focusing on healing and being the best father I can be. My journey is far from over, but I know that I have the strength to overcome this betrayal and start anew. She only sees the negative now and seems to conveniently forget how good things were between us before all this mess. I don't want to talk to her as long as she's with this guy, except about our baby. Tell me I'm not crazy. Living a double life for 2 months and lying wasn't enough for her. She had to screw it up even more. We had an agreement. While she was home during the 2 weeks, she had to find a job and a place. She also wasn't supposed to text her new boyfriend while I was in the same room. Yesterday, I suspected she broke that rule while we were having a serious conversation. I checked her laptop, and she had. I confronted her in the middle of the night, without saying I knew. I just asked, and she refused to answer. She stayed silent, and I started losing it. I threatened to call a cab and send her to a hotel right away. She recorded the whole thing. Then I unlocked her door, and she still refused to answer, threatening to call the police. She knew exactly what she was doing by not answering. She knew it would trigger me in my current state, and she recorded it. She's become someone I don't recognize, a pathetic liar with no honor and no respect. I've been warned many times, but the truth is finally out. What she did doesn't excuse my actions, but that's the trigger, and she knew it. Screw this crap. I think I'll go to a lawyer, and maybe the police to be the first to take action. That will show I have good intentions and want to make things right. We broke up, but knowing when she sees him makes me feel bad. She left him 3 days ago. The first night, she was at the hotel with him right away, but I got confirmation later. Tonight, I'm pretty certain she's at the hotel with him again. How do I know? The only times she wasn't connected to Instagram or Messenger were when she was with him and cheating on me. So today, since 10 p.m., she hasn't been online on any of those platforms. It's killing me that she left our family without even trying to fix our problems, but is devoting all her time to him as soon as she can, alternating between him and our baby. I don't know what to do or how to deal with this. I deleted our conversation from Instagram, so I don't see her status there. As for Messenger, that's how we communicate about the baby, so I don't have many options. Do you guys have any tricks? So long story short, it's been 2 weeks since she left the house. She cheated on me for 2 months and didn't want to stop her affair. A week ago, I told her I want no contact except about our son. Since then, every day she texts me about random stuff. Yesterday, I was clear. I don't want to be in touch with her since she doesn't care about me, and I still love her. I need to protect myself and heal alone. I blocked her on Messenger so I don't see when she's online or not, hoping it would make me think about her less. She was a bit shocked. What did she do? She messaged me in the evening about something unimportant twice, then again this morning. In these messages, she constantly tries to engage me with trivial matters. One day, she asked about a recipe she remembered I used to make. Another day, it was about a TV show she knows I liked. It's clear she's trying to keep the connection alive, even though it's tearing me apart. She even had the nerve to ask if I could come over to fix something at her new place, as if we were still friends and nothing had happened. I don't understand why she can't respect my boundaries. I told her plainly that I need time and space to heal, but it feels like she enjoys watching me struggle. Each message is a reminder of what we lost, and it drags me back into a cycle of pain and longing. Some days I feel like I'm making progress, but then she texts, and it feels like I'm back at square one. Last night she sent a picture of our baby saying he missed me. Of course I miss him too, but using our child to manipulate my emotions is a low blow. I want to see my son, but not under her terms, not when she's trying to control every aspect of my life even after destroying it. I'm thinking of changing my number to create more distance, but I'm worried about how that will affect communication about our baby. I feel trapped between wanting to cut her off completely and needing to stay in touch for the sake of our child. This situation is unbearable, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. Since I was ignoring her, she came to my house, pretending she was worried because I wasn't replying. She was almost in tears, and her voice sounded weird. She seemed a bit distressed. She said, "You're ghosting me. It doesn't feel good." There were so many things I could have replied, but I was speechless. How could she say that to me after what she's done? She was on her way to a medical appointment and stopped by. I told her again that I don't want to talk to her except about our son. She left, but 3 hours later, after her appointment, she texted me the outcome and sent 6 or 7 messages about it, asking if I had chickenpox as a kid and if our son had anything weird on his skin. I just replied no. She spends time with him every other day, so she knows very well he didn't have any problems. She just finds pretext to engage in a conversation with me all the time. But she doesn't care about me since she won't stop her affair, doesn't want to talk about it, and doesn't take any time to reflect on the situation. She's just trying to get the best from me while avoiding the bad. She lives in a parallel dimension. Since then, every little interaction has been colored by this bizarre mix of her reaching out and my steadfast refusal to engage beyond what's necessary. She oscillates between acting like nothing has changed and trying to force me into conversations I don't want to have. One day she'll act overly concerned about our son, asking the same questions she knows the answers to, and the next, she's trying to share details about her life as if we're still close friends. It's draining. Each message from her feels like another attempt to blur the boundaries I'm trying so hard to set. She's always trying to elicit some response, some validation, but I've made up my mind. I can't let her continue to manipulate me with these small, seemingly innocent queries that all lead back to her trying to keep a foot in my life. She started cheating in September or October of 2021. I discovered it in early January, and she left around the 17th, I believe. She kept going with him and didn't want to reconsider anything. Fast forward to this week, she got dumped. They were supposed to have an open relationship, but she had too many expectations, and he checked out. It's sad to see all the mess they created for nothing. Nothing would have justified it anyway, but our family is destroyed, and she's now alone and damaged as well. It's a lose-lose situation. I care for her so much regardless of what she's done to me, because the cheating is just one of the consequences of her untreated mental health problems. It's just sad overall. The weight of her actions and their repercussions keep unfolding in ways I couldn't have imagined. She thought she was stepping into a new, liberated chapter of her life, but it was built on such a fragile foundation. When the affair began, it was like a bomb went off, shattering everything. I spent months in disbelief and anger, questioning everything. Now, seeing her dumped and alone, it's a hollow victory. There's no satisfaction in seeing her suffer, only a deep sadness for the lost potential of our family. Every day is a reminder of what's been broken. But as much as it hurts, it's also a relief. The chaos she brought into our lives is starting to clear, and there's a strange peace in that. It's like walking through the aftermath of a storm, devastation everywhere, but also the promise of rebuilding, of finding a new normal. P.S. I am very okay and at peace with myself and with her. I know what I did right and wrong, and the same goes for her. Reaction from comments. I'm happy for you. My ex cheated and married her affair partner. It's been 4 years now. Happy she's gone and leaving me alone. I fear her relationship crapping out and coming back to me. Stay strong, life gets better. I responded, can't say I'm happy about it. I'm happy because my life makes sense again. I won't go into details about the whole thing, but it just made no sense. The only thing that would have made sense is him getting scared or her getting bored. Well, he got tired of her and scared. So I'm not crazy, and it feels good to see I was right. It doesn't feel good to see her suffering. I'm still sorry about your ex, even though you're now happy without her. Nobody should ever have to go through what we went through. Not even my ex. Yeah, he dumped her because he has somebody else. Commenter replied, I've skimmed over your profile. Wow, I see your son and her mental issues. I pretty much advise the cheated to move on. I would not be disappointed in you if she was truly remorseful and did therapy for the relationship. I'm 51 and would never date a 25-year-old. It would be fun, but for a relationship, no. She went because of him. You work on you, she works on her, and hope for the best for both of you. If not, co-parent the best you can. I replied, yeah, and I don't post everything from the same account, so you don't have every element. But to summarize, I have my problems, she has hers. She got affected by my problems until she broke down. Then I got affected by her problems and still am. She won't fully accept her problems yet, and if she does, she still needs to understand them and go to therapy. And if she does that, she still needs to make progress and work on herself. And if she does all that, she will still need to pardon me for what she went through and give us a second chance. So many ifs that I try not to even look at it anymore. On my side, I know I'm fully ready to do all the work because I built my life around her and our family. I don't want to put the same energy into the future for anybody else. I have my son, and only he deserves that energy. Otherwise, it will be about myself, and that's it. She will not accept she went away for him yet. She lied to herself and bought her falsified version of reality. One of the problems of her disorder. She keeps saying she was gone since May of 2021 in her head, and it was over, when in fact there were ups and downs until she started talking to him. And our ups were amazing. The downs were definitely something we could have worked out in couples counseling, for instance. But when she started talking to him, suddenly everything turned to crap. The more she was invested with him behind the scenes, the worse our relationship got. She was sabotaging everything to justify her leaving and cheating, so she doesn't feel too bad about herself. But that's too big for her to realize and accept for now anyway. Mental illnesses are messed up, and I don't have much expectation anymore. I have wishes, but I can't say I have much hope or expectation anymore. Thanks for your words again. Advice for me. I know you feel terrible for her, even with everything she did to you and your family, and it's understandable. It means you still have a heart, but you must remember she did all of this to herself. Don't let that heart of yours trick you into letting her back. It'll only lead to even more problems. Don't be her anchor. I'm telling you this for your own good. You're still too vulnerable, and empathy has a way of clouding the mind. She is a grown woman and knew what was at stake, and she still cheated on you. Right now, it's about you healing and moving on. Focus on that, my friend. Leave her to her own demons. Surround yourself with good and strong company to continue your journey back to you. Hang in there, brother.